your headlines, I cannot emphasize this enough, are really, really important. The reason for this, if you think about TV and radio, when you turn those on, something comes on. With podcasting, you open up the app and you're like, oh, and then it's the headlines that get you to click. And so what I've done, let's get me off the screen here, is I just went into Apple iTunes and searched for episode 16. I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but here I'm going to click on Big Boy Pants. And when I click on that, you can see they just have nothing for the title. And then over here, they have nothing for the description. And if you really want to put, let's go back to this listing here. If you really want to put episode numbers in here, so let's go, whatever this is, episode 16. It's not going to let me click on that. Okay, let's click on her podcast. Yeah, so you can see here, if you really want the number in here, she has no artwork. There's another blown first impression. You could always put the number over here as the first part of the description if you really want to have the numbers, but really, that's just not great. And here's why it's so important. Here, when I search for The Way I Heard It, now granted, Mike Rowe has the first two things, but if I click on this one for iTunes, you will see where there's only about 25 characters for the name, and he's got episode blank, blank, blank. This, so I don't know what this is, At the Cross, Another Tour. Now, of course, I can go into iTunes and I can open this, but, you know, again, this is now my second impression. I had to take a step to get here. So you could easily just put 124 over here in the description. I personally don't care what episode it is. That actually goes back to the days of when we had the iPods that had no screen, you know, and I understand there are people that are sight impaired that enjoy that, but there are other places you can put this. Your headline is super important. So these are just some examples. Again, you need good artwork. You could have your author name up here and then your descriptions down here on the right-hand side. So that's just some quick first impressions. Don't blow your headline.